Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to award this. Please give a big round of applause to the founder of Film Threat, a filmmaker and a film fanatic, Chris Gore.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and welcome to the 2020 Award This Show. Thank you for being here. We're here to give recognition to true indie movies across a variety of categories. And if you're here, you know, you're a nominee, you've kind of already won. I love independent film, and I created this show because there's so many independent films that I see that don't get the recognition they deserve. So for all the nominees here, let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of your creative work. I'll get all the boring business out of the way first. I have to give a huge thanks to our sponsors this year, for which this show would not be possible. I want to thank Storyblocks. Some of the Storyblocks team is here. They're a stock footage company. We use Storyblocks in our creative. They're amazing. And I'm proud to announce that Storyblocks actually has little gift bags for all of our winners in the back. So winners, you're not just getting a trophy, you're also leaving with a gift bag. Also want to thank Artist Vodka. I have a new favorite vodka. Annie Jeeves from Cinematic Red. She's amazing. Working that step and repeat. Also Magical Threads, boutique marketing company, Bethany Gillen and Ron Martino. The whole team over there, they're fantastic. The Studio Movie Grill, thank you to everyone here. Tip your waiters and waitresses, for sure. John from Spectrum Studios. Where's John? Thank you. He's running the show, tech in the back. Bobby Schwartz from Dual Animal, who did that amazing animation at the top and edited all of our videos. Bobby's amazing partner. Let's give a big round of applause to our sponsors. Thank you. We want to help grow this event, and we want these sponsors to help us and be with us along the way. Now, thankfully, I want to let you know, I'm not hosting the show, because I'm pretty sure I made some jokes on Twitter like 10 years ago. So I'm just going to pre-cancel myself. But you're in the capable hands of one of the most amazing voiceover artists, announcers, John Bailey, the epic voice guy. Big round of applause for John.
Thank you, Chris. You are canceled, so it's a good thing that I'm here. In the true spirit of indie film, this show is being done on a shoestring budget, which means that no one is getting paid. Wait, what? Nobody's getting... I'm not getting paid for this? Okay, well, on with the show, I guess. Here to present our first award for the biggest Oscar snub, please welcome AVN Award Show host and comedian Esther Koo, and none other than Robert Downey Jr. Look-alike from Awards Ace, critic and party crasher Eric Weber, and voted most likely not to lose his shoes in the dark.
I think they're higher than your boots. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Yeah, close.
Thank you.
All right, let's start with the Oscars, obviously. They're right around the corner. They're on Sunday. We're excited about those. But every time that you have a big awards show, you're bound to have someone who's snubbed.
Yes, there's a lot of people who were snubbed this year, a lot of talented people, because they're not white. So we wanted to go over that for the first category, and just we'll let you know who got snubbed.
Who is the biggest Oscar snub? We start with...
From The Farewell, Awkwafina.
One of my favorite performances this year, and someone who got royally screwed, whether she wins or not, Jennifer Lopez from Hustlers.
From the movie The Irishman, that I have still yet to finish, Robert De Niro.
Yep, it's long, way too long. From Uncut Gems, and I know that our good friend Chris, he loves this film, Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler.
And from Ford versus Ferrari, Christian Bale.
Director of Little Women, Greta Gerwig.
And last but not least, the director of The Farewell, Lulu Wang.
And the winner is, or loser.
Oh.
I don't know.
All right, let's see. I feel like I'm opening a fortune cookie. Lulu Wang, the director of The Farewell.
Accepting on behalf of Lulu Wang is Anyone? Does anyone want to accept on her behalf, or?
We'll
No
do that
one
in a
is
second.
accepting for Lulu Wang.
We'll just leave it over there until she shows up. She'll be here at some point. We're excited.
Crazy
Lulu
absent
Wang,
Asians.
your award is in Lost and Found. Thank you.
All right, let's also talk about something that's really important, film criticism, right? I know that's how Chris got started. I'm a critic, but not all
You're a critic?
critics are assholes.
I can't stand movie critics.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Because you guys are just the worst.
But we are the worst when you disagree. If you love a film and we don't love the film, and trust me, I saw Birds of Prey last night. I did not love Birds of Prey. And instantly everyone's on, you're the worst person in the world. This is the best movie ever. You haven't even seen the movie, but yet it still is the best movie ever. But yet they serve a very important cause.
Listen, any movie with the title Bird ain't good.
And this is one, unfortunately. But you can, again, get on Twitter and tell me I'm an asshole because I didn't like Birds of Prey. All right, let's talk about our film critics that are worthy of your attention. Some that, you know, Chris and a lot of us look at, and when they say something, we say, you know what, this is important.
Well, there is one critic I do like.
Who's that?
That guy, what's his name? Rotten Tomato?
That guy. Yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
he gathers all the reviews and says something's good or bad. All right, here we go. The first one is Alachia Queen.
Second one is John Campea.
Leonard Maltin.
Luke Thompson.
And Michael Dakina. And the winner of the movie critic, the award this movie critic worthy of your attention is...
John Campea. Woo!
As the film critics get to watch the work you guys do, I'm a firm believer that movies tell the stories of who we are, who we were, who we want to be, who we dream about being. In other words, storytellers, you guys actually make the world a better place. And so it is really gratifying to be among you on a night like this. So thank you for all the work that you do to entertain and inspire us. Thank you to my wife, Anne, and to Film Threat and Awards This. So thank you very much.
And we're still with you. Last year, 1 year ago, pretty much exactly, on Oscars Sunday, we did a little show called Award This. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we were in a storage unit on a futon.
It was in, I believe, above a storage unit, above a sports bar, down on Melrose somewhere. There were three of us on a couch. And to be here tonight, from where we were a year ago, is surreal. When I stepped in here, I said I was expecting Chris, like 5 people and some random things. Again, a slightly bigger storage closet, but this is the real deal.
This is amazing. If you press a button on your right, your seat will start vibrating. If you're sitting in the right one.
Yeah, so this year, we are, again, as you know, in a wonderful location. Chris busted his ass. That guy, he says I'm a hustler. If there's anyone who hustles more than Chris, I don't know who that person is. Let's give him a round of applause because it would not happen if not for Chris. So let's take a look at the video from last year, some of the highlights of the first Award This.
This has been a weird year. It really has. I mean, this is one of those years where you think you know what's going to happen, but we could have some things that just go, what? Is it right? Let's see. We have Ethan Hawke. First Reformed.
I'm surprised. I thought Jussie Smollett would have won that one.
No.
Award this short. All right.
Let's see who wins with our fancy check out the things.
Come on, you have an Asian wife. You couldn't get some red envelopes? Come on. Lunch Ladies is the winner. Circled in silver Sharpie.
I want to thank Nestle Crunch. God, the Fire Festival for just giving me 2 weeks off.
I knew this would go off the rails. I didn't expect it to go off the
This
rails
early.
so early.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yes. The Award This indie film made for less than the value of an Oscar gift bag, under $100,000.
Right.
Award This indie sci-fi.
Yeah, okay.
We now have the Award This for indie action thriller.
Oh.
It is searching.
Searching.
for that.
Search.
Hold on. But
Sit down. Simmer down.
Bumblebee?
Simmer down.
Not nominated.
It was a fucking bummer. You're like, this will be a great night. Everyone is sad.
Yeah, first of all, horror was completely ignored this year at the Oscars.
For the 73rd year in a row.
For the exactly.
And the
of
award,
good
this
ones there.
director award goes to I need a lavalier for next season. Bullshit, I do not work.
We the Animals.
It's a tie.
We have a tie.
First tie of the evening. Dan Mervish for Bernard and Huey, and
Yeah.
Adam Rifkin for The Last Movie Star.
I'd like to thank Chris and the Academy. This is true independent filmmaking that you guys celebrate. No agendas and it's
Well,
really
some
meaningful.
agendas.
Some agendas.
A little
Yeah.
Jen McGowan, Rust Creek, and Angie Wong, MDMA. Oh, tie.
Very nice.
Look at that. Oh, congratulations.
Very nice. Very nice.
And this contains real old film, so don't smoke around it, because you'll have a real Inglorious Bastards moment. It'll be nice.
I knew that this would derail. I knew it would derail.
And now, it's time to award this short film. Please welcome Kimberly Browning, a filmmaker who has been programming festivals since the 1980s and programmed shorts at the Hollywood Shorts Festival, and wacky comedian and host Bill Dwyer.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So, before we present these two awesome awards, we just want to let you know about the amazing technical awards that were presented earlier tonight in the hallway.
The winner for most tedious, The Irishman. Worst use of tedium, The Irishman. Worst fight, Robert De Niro and a grocer, The Irishman. And finally, the Basil D. DeMille, Jesus Christ, is this movie ever going to end in my lifetime award? The Irishman.
Let's have a hand for all of them.
Congratulations to all the winners.
So, with that being said, we have a very deep appreciation this year for short filmmakers.
Oh,
And so our nominees are Adams,
Betty Feeds the Animals.
Face Swap,
Fuck you.
Miss Freelance,
Unseen.
and We Vanish. That's it.
And we'd like to award this short film to, oh man,
Unseen.
I hope so. Is that you,
Going, guys.
Unseen?
Have a hand.
Keep it going, everybody. It's a big theater.
Keep going.
Thank you. I am actually in shock. Wow, thank you. You know when you watch those Oscar award people and they all come up and they give their award and they don't know what they're going to say and you're like, yeah, right, you totally knew. I actually did not know, and I'm very grateful. I wrote this with a couple of amazing people. I directed it and I produced it, and it is about child trafficking. It's a very important subject, and I showed my film in a very different way, and I hope you all can watch it because it's actually on YouTube, Amazon, and on my website, totally for free, because I wanted to start a conversation about child trafficking. So if you could pass it on, that would be great. And this is amazing. And I just want to say thank you to my daughter, because she's here tonight and she's my bestest friend in the whole wide world. And she was in my movie as well, and she's amazing, and she's about to be a Disney princess. So you'll have to watch for her movie too. Thank you. I'm so grateful. And I've probably forgotten a million things, but there we go. Thank you. Thank you.
God, I hope she finds me interesting.
we're going to move on to the sports documentary.
We'd also like to thank Film Threat for setting up this night. Do you know what a film threat is? If you don't behave, I'm going to make you watch The Irishman again.
And the nominees are...
For award this for Best Sports Documentary, The All-Americans,
Andy Irons, Kissed by God.
Apex, The Secret Race Across America,
The Russian Five.
Valiant,
Let's have a hand for all of our nominees. And the short documentary award goes to... The Russian
Five.
Thank you very much. I'm Steve Bannatyne, one of the producers of The Russian Five. The rest of the cast, or the rest of the crew is back in Detroit. They couldn't be here, but thank you very much to Film Threat and Chris Gore. I've been a fan of Film Threat since '92, and this is very great. Thank you very much.
And now, it's time to award this socially relevant documentary. Perhaps there's a documentary about getting paid nothing to announce an award show? Anyway, please welcome comedian/actor/producer, best known for his work on Trekkies, Matt Weinhold, and comedian and host of the Space Cave podcast, the guy who always puts Hunt's ketchup on his burger, David Huntsberger.
I want to thank artist Vika. Woo!
Matt really dipped. He has like 8 stripes on his wristband.
Man, this is the greatest movie theater ever.
All right, should we do this? Yeah, we were discussing backstage that these are the type of documentaries that you wish you had watched. They're the ones that when you click through, you're like, I know this is good for me.
Yeah, it's important, it's relevant.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's making me a better person.
I'm going to be aware of the stuff that's happening in the world. I need this.
I want this.
Yeah.
I want these people in my home, and I don't want them to leave.
And I want to go to parties and seem relatively interesting.
Yeah.
And then you skip through it.
And then you go to the end.
You go to the end and you hear it brought up, and you hear the names of these documentaries.
Well, I mean, you got a great list of documentaries for this category. First, Afghan Cycles.
Yes, socially relevant documentaries.
Right, ripped from the news, and also the most violent of washing machine cycles.
Yes, The Animal People.
I don't like the sound of that. I don't like that at all.
I think
there was one Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and that's all I need.
It's a very Island of Dr. Moreau category.
Nice. Which one? Stanley?
I feel like the Jaguar one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't Be Nice. These are all on the screen behind us, so we're just really extending.
Yeah. And Don't Be Nice, aren't we already doing that now? Isn't?
Yeah. That's the world we live in. That's an alternate title.
Fat, a documentary.
Fat: a documentary.
Which, is that about me?
No, of course it's not.
It's getting there.
It's, Life Overtakes Me.
It has me.
Yeah. Who doesn't feel that way?
Folks,
That's
anyone?
a documentary you gotta see.
Mr. Toilet?
And I think if someone's flipping through that and go, not me, life didn't get me, just keep moving.
Mr. Toilet, you'd be surprised, but also makes a really good cup of coffee.
Oh.
Yeah.
No Safe Spaces.
Well, that's my mind. That's what's going on in the noodle right there. No safety. No, lot of insomnia.
Well, then you'd love the last one.
Tell me who I am, because I've had too much artist vodka.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, I grabbed 2 pages at a time. And it's a tie.
A tie? What?
Yeah, that's right.
That's not allowed. That's illegal.
I'm gonna keep the suspense going. In that year 1, the video seemed so DIY, in line with this, and year 2, sponsored by a vodka company. God willing, year 5, the Koch brothers. The first winner is Don't Be Nice.
Yes! Woo!
Well, not only is it a documentary, a socially relevant documentary that you're going to skip over, it's a documentary about slam poetry, which is something you're definitely not going to go and see, ever. So that's why we had to make a film about it. Socially relevant, to me, is free speech, free speech, free speech. Poets get up, they speak their mind, they say whatever the fuck they want, they are uncensored, and that's the way our movie is, and that's the way I think all film should be. So thank you to Film Threat for honoring that. And my team, I've got Melissa Jackson here, one of my co-producers. Everyone who made this movie possible, you're the fucking best. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I am going to see that now.
Just a reminder, make sure you say your name and what your role was. Yeah.
And if you bring that glass award to the bar, it's drinks all night. Uber?
I like that in parentheses it says open envelope.
Let's do it then. Let's do the, or should we do space work?
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Yeah, no. I'm using all my tools tonight.
You're going to like this one particularly.
Oh, no. The second winner is Mr. Toilet. Woohoo! Will Mr. Toilet please come to the stage?
Mr. Toilet!
No, Mr. Toilet.
Now accepting for Mr. Toilet, Lulu Wang.
Yeah! Woo! Okay, well,
that was a gag.
That's it. Let's move on, please.
Sure. Okay.
What do we got here? Oh, we got the next one, which is the award for the best pop culture documentary. Yeah.
Which that, in some way, diminishes. I feel like if you say you watched a documentary, it should count as like, whoa, good for you.
But, you know,
and then someone goes, was it a pop culture one? You're like, come on.
Look, David, I don't want to get angry, but they did a documentary about Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Okay? So just shut the fuck up.
That's. I would watch that, and I'd like to be given credit.
That's important because that's the best Star Trek. Sans original series.
All right, take it easy. We're getting musicked off.
So let's introduce the category.
Sure. This is pop culture documentary.
We've got Bathtubs Over Broadway.
Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers.
Which, by the way, I actually have an unopened model kit of the Bob Lazar Flying Saucer. Yes. Yes, yeah.
It's great.
I do what I can for the ladies.
I've seen that one. I mean, I've seen all these, of course I have. But
And then
that one.
Yeah, we got Fire, the Greatest Party That Never Happened. Great. Oh, I love that one.
Love and Tasha. Again, you can read all these right above us.
Making Waves, The Art of Cinematic Sound.
Never Surrender, a Galaxy Quest documentary.
I gotta see that.
From 4-time Emmy Award-winning writers from the Screen Junkies.
Sweet. Wow.
All right.
That's in my head, I think. Third Eye Spies.
QT8, The First 8.
And, of course, the DS9 documentary, What We Left Behind. And the winner is...
Oh, enveloping...
Where is it?
Wait, you moved it.
Oh, I got it.
Bathtubs Over Broadway.
Steve, I want you to come up. I'm Dava Wizenant, the director of Bathtubs Over Broadway, and this is the subject of the film, Steve Young. And I just want to, we're documentary filmmakers are nothing without the subjects who trust us to film their stories, so thank you. And thank you to Film Threat for doing this. So much of the spirit of our film is shining a light on work, people doing work that is basically kind of underappreciated and beautiful in its own way. So this is kind of the perfect award show for us.
I'm not a filmmaker, I'm the subject, but I was on the film festival circuit for a year, and I saw so much great stuff that was being done in the indie world that, well, where is it? How do you find it? It's very hard, and so that's why I'm so glad that Film Threat is doing this, and Chris has got this going, because there's so much excellent stuff out there. I mean, Dave is great, but everyone here has done something wonderful. So I don't get to say thank you because I'm not the filmmaker, but I'll say it anyway. Thank you.
Yeah, right on. Thanks so much.
Now, it's time to award this indie sci-fi film. Please welcome the editor of Horror Buzz, Norman Gidney, and a comedian and actor who has appeared on Comedy Central and Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Kevin Avery.
Hey, you guys, how's it going? Okay, now
everybody.
we're here for the very best awards, indie, horror, and sci-fi.
That's right. Yeah. So I just want to start off by saying, technically, the Star Wars prequels were indie films that were self-financed by George Lucas.
So I know about Jar Jar Binks, but are you telling me that indie sci-fi ruined my childhood?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that indie films come in all genres and types and can be good or bad, no matter how much money they cost, and also let that shit go. It was 1999.
Okay. Well, I'm still in therapy, but let's go ahead and announce the nominees for indie sci-fi.
Let's do it.
All righty. First off, we have Assassinaut.
We have Anya.
Crossbreed.
Tropa.
Encounter.
Fast Color.
And The Wrong Todd. All right. You have the envelope, Ms. Dunaway. Go ahead.
We'd like to award this indie sci-fi film to...
I know what it is.
Encounter.
There we go. We have people here. Let's do this.
There's 3 of them.
Don't forget
4.
your name and you roll on the movie.
Come on, don't stop, damn it. Wait till they all get up on stage. You know how to do this.
This is really amazing. 28 years ago, I was in Film Threat magazine, long-haired makeup effects artist. So this really is special to get an award for a movie that I wrote and directed. Chris, everything you're doing for independent film is awesome. I've always been a big fan of Film Threat, and this really means a lot. I'm joined up here with 4 of my actors from the film. Chris Showerman, we got Peter Holden, Glenn Keogh, and Cheryl Texiera. And I want to also thank Luke Hemsworth, who's back in Australia right now, and Anna Hutchinson and Vincent Ward. And also want to thank everybody in Augusta, Georgia. We filmed this in Augusta, Georgia, and they're a wonderful film community out there. And my producer, Amy Bailey, and Rob Hollix. And this is very special to me, so thank you guys very much. Thank you.
You know, the horror genre actually is kind of a great birthplace for indie horror filmmakers, not the least of which is John Carpenter. Right? Right, guys?
Yeah. I love horror. I love horror movies. I love blood and gore. I really do. I love it all. Who doesn't love a good indie horror film? Said no black person in a horror movie in the history of horror films ever. But you get what I'm saying.
Or anybody in a red shirt. But anyway, moving on.
Nice.
The nominees for the award this indie horror are
3 from Hell.
That was nice. Daniel Isn't Real.
Depraved.
Devil's Revenge.
Here Comes Hell.
In Fabric.
Lonely Hearts.
Long Lost.
One Night in October.
Satanic Panic.
And The Wind.
And the award this for indie horror goes to, I guess it's a tie. Huh? But Satan's the winner anyway. Devil's Revenge and Satanic Panic. Bueller? Anybody? There we go. Okay. Come on up. Hurry. Keep it going. They need your energy to get up here. Go. Keep clapping.
Don't fall down those stairs.
Don't trip.
Whatever
Don't
you
trip,
do.
Potato Chip. Let's go.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Congratulations.
Which film was it again? Devil's Revenge.
There we go.
My name is Jared Cohn. I'm the director of Devil's Revenge. And this is Jason Brooks, the star of the show. And just want to say a huge fan of Film Thread and Chris for having this great event. And it is such an honor. It's really such an honor. And shout out to everyone here and this guy for doing a great job. Anything you want to jump on?
Keep supporting independent film. Thanks, guys.
Yes, keep supporting independent film.
And now, it's time to award this indie comedy. Please welcome director and one of the founders of Star Trek Continues, James Kerwin, and a comedian and co-host of The Jimmy Dore Show, Ron Placoni.
So, indie comedy is a lot like indie rock. Some of it you might not get right away. A lot of it should have never been made. But when it's done well, it'll change your freaking life.
What are you talking about?
Everyone tonight is in category 3. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Here are the nominees for Best Indie Comedy.
After Class.
The Death of Dick Long.
Greener Grass.
Spell.
Sword of Trust.
Knives and Skin.
Feast of the Seven Fishes.
And Wake.
Let's hear it for the nominees. And the winner is Spell.
Hi, thank you. There's no clip, so I'd like to do a short clip from our movie Spell. I'm Barrick Hartley. I wrote and I'm in Spell. This is John Lulo. He's our producer. So here's the scene. Hey, man, are you doing a spell, like a magic spell? Yeah, man. Uh-oh. Thank you. Who here, like, made something this year? Yeah, guys, cool. This means so much to me because the creative process sucks ass and every part of it is brutal. Like, years ago, I was sitting in a coffee shop writing shit and going, oh, this sucks, man. And then you give notes to someone, they're like, it kind of sucks. And then, like, you find somebody who wants to make it, and he's like, we don't have money. And then you get money, and then you're like, fuck, now I have to make this shit. And then you're like rolling around naked in Iceland with an actor you met that day. And then you see the first edit, and it fucking sucks, man. And you feel like worse than you did when you were writing this shit. And then it comes out, and people come, but no one cares. And then it disappears, and you're like, John, what does distribution mean? He means, I don't know, man. Are we gonna make our money back? Am I gonna make money on this? And he goes, it doesn't look good, man. And you go, do we have publicity? We got a publicist, but we don't have a lot of publicity. And then you go on a podcast for Film Threat, and he's like, really good movie. And you go, then why did you give us 3 stars out of 5? We have a rotten negative tomato score. And he goes, I'll change it. I'm sorry. Come to our award show, and now you're here. And you can just order drinks while you watch shit. But I'm not letting you talk, man. It feels cool, like we're all gonna release our shit into the ether, hoping, what, our grandkids will watch it and appreciate us? No one gives a fuck. But Film Threat did. They like us, so thank you.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to get serious. Sorry. I apologize. No, seriously. The LGBTQ plus community really does thrive in the world of independent film. Yeah.
Diverse voices from the gay community are, of course, very important here at Film Threat. That's why they got two straight guys to present this award. But,
yes. Absolutely.
But here are the nominees.
For the best indie LGBTQ plus film.
The Blonde One.
Daddy Issues.
Last Ferry.
Giant Little Ones.
The Dark Place. Let's hear it for all the nominees, please.
Yeah. The winner of Best LGBTQ plus film is Daddy Issues.
I'm Amara Cash. I'm the director and editor of Daddy Issues. So, thanks for everyone who's involved with the film, and thank you so much to Film Threat and Chris for putting on this event. Just really quickly, I just want to say I was raised in a house with a mother that accepted all races, religions, gender identities, and sexualities. And when I set out to make my first feature film, it was very natural for me to be out as a queer woman and depict queer relationships on screen. And I would be really remiss to win this award and not mention that queer people and trans people across the country, our rights are still under attack. And not all of us are even accepted by our families and in our communities. So I just want to say thank you for recognizing this category. By recognizing this category, you're recognizing our continued fight for equality. And I just want to say thank you to my mom tonight, who's in the audience. Thank you, Mom. To my mom, this award and all of my awards are part of your legacy as an ally and as a mother. Thank you.
Well, folks, we're more than halfway through the show. That's twice as much as a quarter. So now it's time for a word from our sponsor. Wow, that was a really beautiful commercial. I loved it. I mean, it probably could have used some voiceover. You know, that's just me. Is Storybox hiring you guys? Do they actually pay their voice actors? I mean, I brought my business cards. Just curious, asking for a friend. Now, welcome back to the stage, Film Threat founder Chris Gore and comedian, comic book writer formerly of Comedy Film Nerds, Chris Mancini.
You know, I wanted
wanted to say one thing about awards shows, because there's a lot of nominees here. You know, if you lose, it's fixed. But if you win, it's based on merit. So, you know, it's interesting, Chris. On February 6th, 1985, the very first issue of Film Threat was released. Now, those of you guys that don't know, a magazine is kind of like a screen, but you can't change it. But you get like 100 of them in one shot. So that's pretty impressive. Today is actually the 35th anniversary of Film Threat.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I'm bummed out. I always get bummed out when I check Twitter.
What's going on?
Just check Twitter,
Oh,
right?
well, wait a minute. Now, if you're checking Twitter, Twitter is never wrong. What could Twitter have to say?
It's just when you check Twitter, right? You're doing an award show. I feel like you immediately become a target. So even though we're trending, it's you know what's trending? As soon as you and I walked out, too Chris, too many.
Oh, really?
That's right. It's currently. Look it up. Look it up. Go ahead. Award this.
I was thinking we'd get the Medal of Freedom.
Then let's get these Chris's off stage and welcome two people from Film Threat not named Chris. Managing editor Alan Ng and writer Dante James.
Twitter is never wrong. All right, I guess we have to leave.
You guys are done here.
All right.
We're done here. Let's
Keep
give it up to our
walking.
bartenders, because I'm feeling nice right now. And the nominees for Best New Hip Hop Artist are...
On February 6, 1985, the very first issue of Film Threat was published, marking today as the 35th anniversary of Film Threat.
Film Threat began way back in the 80s as a fanzine, which then evolved into a magazine. That was a monthly thing that, you know, I bought in the 90s. Shit, I'm that old. Then became a website, then a podcast, then which led us to this award show that I'm not entirely sober for.
So to mark this occasion, we are going to present to you a preview of the Film Threat documentary.
I started Film Threat when I was 19 years old as a punk rock fanzine at Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. It started out as a 6-page Xerox fanzine that I financed through a bad check. And I moved on from there, financing Xerox issues through change that I found in the corner seats of my car. And then I thought, well, I gotta make this thing big time. I have got to make this thing a big time, seriously taken magazine. So I went to Value Village and I bought for $5 a business suit and a briefcase, and I went into a printer and I said, you know, net 30, right? And they're like, fine. So I walked out of there and did this to about 4 different printers in Detroit until the sheriff was going to take me in for fraud. I had to sell my entire record collection to pay off some of the printers, and I eventually found an investor who saw the humor and thought it would make a good investment, and here I am today.
Magazine called Film Threat, Tales from the Casting Couch.
The concept of Cecil B. DeMille really came from what I read in Film Threat magazine. They had an article that their readers should go attack the readers of Premiere magazine. That kind of gave me the idea. And then a critic called me Cecil B. Demented, and it was a great compliment to me. And I tried to imagine if there really was a Cecil B. Demented, what he would be like and how crazy he would be.
The media, in my opinion, approaches the same level of madness and avariciousness and evil that the actual killers themselves do.
magazine for the people who read it. I don't do it for studio execs. I don't do it for actors or actresses. I don't do it for anyone else, but I do it for the people.
Wow, that was impressive. 35 years of not making money. So indie, Film Threat can't even pay announcers at its award shows. That's just great.
John, you know I would pay you if I had the money. You know how much I respect your work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Dude, I mean, I wish I had something. I wish I could pay you.
Respect won't feed my 4 kids, Chris.
Look, I don't have cash, but how about I pay you in awards?
Wait, what, for real? Wait, really? You like me? You really like me?
This is for you, John Bailey! This is for you!
Thank you.
I love you, John Bailey!
I'm speechless.
Here you go! This is for you, John.
Accepting on behalf of John Bailey is Ryan Reynolds.
Thank you. Thank you guys so very much. Chris, touch it, Chris. Touch it and smell it. Tell me what it smells like. Oh, yeah. Tonight, I'm going to touch myself. I'd like to thank my mom, as well as all of you. You should all thank your mothers. Because if you don't, she's going to find out afterwards. And then she'll call you.
Thank you, Ryan. And now, in the words of the immortal Optimus Prime, until that day, until all are one, thank you for this award. And now, it's time to award this indie action thriller. Please welcome stand-up comedian and showrunner for the UK series Secret Life of Boys, Laura House, and comedian and actress currently starring in the HBO series Avenue 5, Susie Nakamura.
How's that mic treating you? It's way over there. It's far. Hi. Filmmakers and stuff. This is a big night. Thanks for coming. You know, the Film Threat award this show is to independent filmmakers what the Tonys are to independent filmmakers. Meaning, like, it's not really on their radar unless they were invited. Doesn't it all connect? Or you were a music theater major, in which case, you know, you've got your own problems. Absolutely. Hey, I'm wondering if the announcer guy, if I flirt with him, if he'll flirt with me. Hey, guy.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh my God, I want that to follow me everywhere. Okay, and now
Is that an award in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
a little from column A, a little from column B. If I had a nickel, why would it be in my? I don't know. All right. He got an award. Yeah? Yeah, the announcer guy got an award.
If only it was full of alcohol.
Okay, here are the nominees for indie action thriller. That's when you're like, I'm gonna make an action thriller for $15. We're gonna have stunts. We're gonna have blood trying to catch up. Ketchup or Hershey's syrup if it's black and white. And we're gonna have chase scenes, but we'd sit in the driveway and do that. We can't afford a Steadicam, so just have the operator run after him. We just need a kid with a GoPro. Yeah, all right. The nominees are You Glad I'm Here? The Drone. The Fanatic. Scale. The Standoff at Sparrow Creek. Triple Threats. A Violent Man. Here is an envelope that I hope has rent money in it. We'd like to award this indie action thriller. Oh, a lot of folding. Okay. Oh, it is A Violent Man. Violent Man. We should probably do this too. Yeah. A violent. We're little. Is there a violent man here?
Accepting on behalf of Violent Man, Lulu Wang.
We're here to honor a violent man? Yes, please. This is the year for white male rage. Please come up here. Don't be shy. Show your face. Oh, come on. There's not a violent man There's here. Not a single. Is it because you're all artists?
Joaquin Phoenix is not available at this time.
I think we intimidated him.
Yeah, wow. We really Me Too'd that guy right out of here. Our next category.
Our next category is what the fuck, or wait,
I
it's
think
called WTF. Can I say?
If you look on the screen behind you, you can say it.
Yes.
Oh gosh. That's such a good font for cursing.
As in, like, what the fuck is this movie?
It
even?
seems like a very rude category. We're honoring you, and yet, what the fuck are you?
There's genre bending.
Genre bending,
They're
I guess.
Challenging norms.
Little of this, little of that. You know what made me say what the fuck tonight? I did not know there were heaters in these seats.
Oh.
That's a real wake-up call when you're like,
am
am I slowly becoming paralyzed?
Because you wet yourself.
But also a little turned on. Yeah, well, that's going to follow eventually.
Yeah, women get warm on the bottom.
Yeah,
Men
so
get warm on the front.
With the announcer and the hot seat, it's a big night for
It's a
me.
big
It's a very
Maybe you
big
can
night
meet
for
him
me.
later. He'll be holding an award, and we won't. Here are the nominees for What the Fuck Indie.
What the fuck, Indy? Another version of you.
Doll Factory.
The Drone.
The Fanatic.
Cleavers. Killer Clowns.
Mute Date.
Possum.
Silicone Soul.
The Velocipastor.
And Ouija's Halloween Night.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck indeed? Open that envelope. Do it!
We'd like to award this WTF Indie too.
Who can it? Ouija's Halloween
Halloween
night. It has to do with drugs, I'll bet.
Yeah, there
Ouija's?
Ouija's here.
Ouija's. Are they getting high with the violent man?
Is there violent Ouija's here?
It's your friend.
Please welcome to the stage, Lindsay Lohan.
All right, well, thank you. I'm Brooks Davis, the assistant director on Ouija's. This is Gravestone, one of the Ouija's, and just want to thank Film Threat for this awesome award. And on behalf of director Danny Draven, screenwriter Shane Vitterling, the cast and crew, and the Full Moon team, we thank you all so much. Yeah. Great job.
Oh, I got such a good picture of that.
I actually met him in the lobby. He's really nice in real life.
He has a great personality.
He's playing against type in the movie. He's actually a gentle lover. Anyway, what do we?
That's a real inside. Ensemble cast.
Ensemble.
Ensemble.
Is that how you say it? It's French.
It's French.
It's real French. Should
Like-
we do it in? Should we do this in French?
Yes.
In case of fire, please make
Oui.
way to the exits.
If you're clogged, have an enema. Enema. I studied French.
Did you?
In
It
high
doesn't-
school. What? Oh, yes. Oh, I see that. She's wearing a beret.
Oh, she's wearing a beret.
She really went for it. Like super fucking French. You know, you could each have a chair.
She actually has a crudité plate. That's a crudité plate.
Oh, crudité. Oh, good. Ensemble. We don't know what it is, but we're gonna award it. Best ensemble.
Ensemble.
Here are the nominees.
Pour
Ensemble
cast
du film.
Independent film.
After class.
Greener grass.
They all rhyme, I hope. The Riot Act.
Spell.
Sword of Trust.
A Violent Man.
Oh, well, he's not even here. Wish Man. Maybe Wish Man will come.
Okay,
All right.
Wait.
The winner is in this envelope. Who's it gonna be? Oh my God. It is tense. What a week.
Award this ensemble cast to...
How do they do it in France? Spell.
Spell!
Oh, it's
that guy's great. My friend Barrick, an occasional lover.
I was a day player on Dr. Ken's pilot where he yelled at me. And then 4 months later on Instagram, Susie asked me if I wanted a mini shop vac. And I said, yeah. And here we are. It's like a real city. It's a city of wonder. Jeff. The cast, yes. It's crazy when you go to make something and when you write it, you go like, oh, I want this actor. And then that actor has been dead for 30 years. So you go, then you cast people and then people like play this thing and you want to scream, not like that! But they do it better than what you wanted them to. And then they're in your film and they are your film. And our cast, why don't you say anything? I'm very stoned. Yeah, we had Icelanders, we had all kinds of people, and they were so wonderful, and they added to the film in ways I couldn't comprehend, and I'm very grateful. John, say something.
Yes. Thanks very much. We're good. Thank you.
Dr. Ken yelled at me.
Oh, wait, what?
No one knows what's going on. And now they're fumbling through the cards. But they're back, and better than ever.
There we go.
I want to be narrated at all times. No,
She wanted to be narrated at all times.
Oh, no, there's one more. Clown movie. Oh, gosh. It's a little piece of paper. It's not our fault.
Oh, what? Joker received 11 nominations this year, but let's be honest. Joker, maybe a big ass. This is a cold reading class.
Yeah.
I'm doing a cold reading class right now.
This is, we didn't know this piece of paper was here.
Joker may be a big ass studio movie.
I think it's pronounced big ass.
Big ass studio movie. But it feels more way like an indie. In fact, director Todd Phillips got his start in indie film.
Interesting thought off the top of your head.
Yeah.
I too have a thought.
Oh, what is it?
It is this, : but did you know that there were so many other independent clown films released in 2019? Let's take a look! Oh!
God, kidding me.
Get all of us on camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Crispiest Show.
Hey, Wrinkles, I need you to come get these kids.
This thing is bad news. I mean, it's evil.
You're scaring little people who can't defend themselves.
I'll take this baseball bat and beat your brains in.
You don't know if he's trying to do this for fun or trying to kill you. It's like a boogeyman situation.
Oh my God!
We know that there's a human underneath, and yet you don't know his identity, and that creeps people out.
You better be afraid of Ring. He's real.
Right. A clown.
This is bigger than we thought.
No one was hiring me when I was just a regular clown. They just thought, hey, maybe I'll give it a little edge.
Well, I didn't need to sleep tonight to accept a special award for all the unheralded performances by clowns in independent films. Please welcome the head of the International Society of Clown Craftsmen, Jean-Claude Clown.
Please be seated. I was told there'd be a funny clown mask. Unfortunately, there's no fucking mouth hole in the mask, so I'm going to read my speech anyway, because I'd like to remain anonymous. Thank you, or should I say thank me. Award shows are all about people coming together to jerk each other off. I could pull out a mile of never-ending scarves from my sleeve, and it still wouldn't be enough fabric to clean up all the cum in this room that we've had over the last hour and a half. Look to your left.
Look to your right. Odds are you just saw someone who robbed $50,000 from their parents via Kickstarter. I'm kidding. It was probably 100,000. Like, I'm a clown, don't take me so seriously. Look at this audience. I've been playing fuck, marry, kill in my mind with you all night. So far, it's just kill, kill, kill. Chris, look, just because you have an event in Glendale doesn't mean you won't get Hollywood douchebags to show up. No, shut the music off. As long as there's booze and boneless chicken wings, douchebags will show up in Barstow. I want to thank all the clowns that drove here with me today. Bongo, shut the music off. Bipsy, Whiz-Bang, Coco, Floppy, Big Carl, Little Carl, Medium-Sized Carl, Mitch McConnell, Jimbo the Sensational, and Chris Gore. Thank you very much.
And now it's time to award this director. Please welcome the winner of Award the Best Director for 2019, the filmmaker behind indie feature MDMA, Angie Wang, and comedian and actor most notably from Spider-Man 2 and Queer as Folk, Hal Sparks.
Can we just, before we start doing what we're doing, can we give Angie a big round of applause? Honestly, because you won last year and we did this in a fucking closet, and it's just, you didn't have an audience at all. It was just four of us on an awkward couch.
On a sofa. It was great.
Yeah, so.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Best Director.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we know whoever wins this is going to have a cough.
Sure, yeah, sure. Or is soon to have one, you know, after surgery. I mean, we're expanding the meaning of that these days. All right. Well, we've split the directing category, by the way, into two, and we recommend the Oscars maybe try that on for size.
Yeah,
and,
maybe a chick would win.
It could happen.
For once.
We'll see how it works out. Hey, tonight we're doing it our way.
We are.
And all right, we'll see how it works out.
And thanks to Chris Gore again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
So, should we just get into it?
Oh yeah, I insist.
All right.
Go ahead.
All
So
right.
yeah, we'll start with the first one.
So,
The award for Best Director. The nominees are
The nominees are Adam Egypt Mortimer for Daniel Isn't Real.
Brendan Walter for Spell.
Daniel.
God help us if he comes back up.
Daniel Schechter.
Soul-killing bastard. All right.
Daniel Schechter for After Class.
Henry Dunham for The Standoff at Sparrow Creek.
Yes. Matthew Berkowitz for A Violent Man.
Rob Grant for Harpoon.
Jared Cohn for Devil's Revenge.
And William Wayne for Los Angeles. Well, hello. All right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Fuck me. God,
It's an envelope.
There we go.
It's very
It's
tricky.
an envelope. It's a tie.
Of course.
The first winner is William Wayne for Los Angeles. The second winner is Brendan Walter for Spell.
Oh, yeah. Brendan Walter for Spell is our second. Brendan Walter for Spell. Let them go first and create hope, and then.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Chris Gore and Film Threat and all your reviewers. And man, this is something else. This film took kind of a long time for us to film. So one good thing about that is we get a lot of interest because it took about 6 years, 6.5 if you count editing. But luckily with that, I bring all my friends, some of them who would have been doing video games. I was like, you do video games? Do you edit too? Chris Rossi, James Oakley. And all you guys, man, and our actors are amazing. Karina Rico, I ended up writing more scenes once I found out how great you were. Wow, John Jacobs, you did a great job. Actually, John, it became like an inside joke because he was like, John Capodici, another actor, said, is this like a sequel? Are we're still filming? And I was like, no, it's not a sequel. And he goes, okay, I'll get David Proval and Janie Crowley and, everybody to come back and do it again. It will be fine. It'll be fine. And so we ended up doing that, and I thought everybody was in on the joke, and I said to John Jacobs, I said, hey, we're doing the sequel. We're filming both at once, obviously, so come on back. And he actually, I didn't realize he wasn't on a joke, and he goes, that's ingenious. And of course, it was not. It just took a long time. But he says, you know what, once you realize, and I felt really bad, but we had a good laugh. And he goes, you know what, maybe someday, you finish the film, and the weirdest things can happen, and you might talk about this someday. So here we go. We did it. All right. Thank you, Film Threat. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you to all my friends here who are also my crew members. Thank you.
Our second winner.
I'm not Brendan, but he says thank you very much. He's doing something with Alanis Morissette currently. But thank you, guys.
Kind of like Dave Coulier style or job? Hey, thanks. I'm just seeing who lived through the 90s. That's all right. By the way, you can tell you're at an indie film event because people filming with their phones have the actual light on your phones. Not necessary. It's all lit up here. That's adorable, though. It's adorable.
It's well lit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We all have something to learn. All right, here's the next. I'm excited about this one. This is where this gets to be better than some of the other award shows.
We
right?
actually recognize women. I want
That's
to
right.
again thank Chris for recognizing the special challenges of being a woman in this industry,
Mhm.
because it's really fucking hard.
Mhm.
It's a lonely place being an indie filmmaker. It's like getting kicked in the teeth on a daily basis. So thanks for the love, Chris.
Mhm.
With that. I'm supposed to say that this brings back memories of last year's awards, but we already
No,
covered
it doesn't.
that. No, it doesn't. Not at
There's
all.
people
not at
here,
all.
and they're all
It's
looking at
basically
us
like
and
climbing over
facing the
people
right
to get to
direction,
hell.
and no one's serving wings downstairs.
That's right.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so let's just launch straight into it.
Yes.
It's time to award the directress, and they award this directress.
And the nominees are.
All right, Amara Cash for Daddy Issues.
Whew. Chelsea Stardust for Satanic Panic.
Emma Tammy for The Wind.
Julia Hart for Fast Color.
Jocelyn DeBoer and Dawn Lueb. I'm going to say Lueb, just
I'm gonna
because
go- okay.
for Greener Grass.
Lynn Shelton for Sword of Trust.
Michelle Remsen for Toss It.
And Roxanne Benjamin for Body at Brighton Rock. The winner is.
Can I just say it's nice that a bunch of the films that have been awarded tonight are in this category, and a lot of the women that are on there are the movies we've seen so far this evening, as opposed to like at the end going, oh, I haven't heard of these yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a tie.
It's a tie. This is so. Chris, you safe space bastard.
The first
Wait, I got a
winner-
great idea. We'll shit and get on the pot. Ties.
The first winner is Amara Cash for Daddy Issues. And the second winner, Chelsea Stardust, Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
Oh, here we
One
go.
count. Here we go.
Let's keep clapping. Woo!
I don't know if.
Thanks so much. Is Chelsea here? Is anyone from Satanic Panic here?
It's close to midnight, so.
Okay, well, really quick, just for my film, Daddy Issues, thanks to Gravitas Ventures for distributing the film and Netflix for picking it up, and my producers, Jenna and Alex. It's been the three of us on for the long haul. And I pitched on Satanic Panic, so whoever Chelsea is, she did a better job than me than pitching on that film because she got it. So congratulations to Chelsea because she got the film I pitched on. So congrats, Chelsea, and Satanic Panic. Thank you.
That's amazing. Who gets an award for a film they didn't do as well? That's amazing. Doubling up. We don't have a voice of God of Satan accepting the award for Satanic Panic.
Accepting on the behalf of
Thank you very much.
is Lulu Wang.
You know, in real life, his voice is way higher. All right. Anyways,
Accepting on the behalf
that's
of
more like it. Yeah, that's right. It sounds a lot more like Ryan Reynolds on Helium. This is I think in a lot of ways what the Film Threat Awards are all about is this particular award. I'm always excited about this one. This is the award, this indie made for less than the contents of an Oscar gift bag, which means under $100,000. And that is no small feat. Anybody, like, that's finishing money well after the fact on a lot of movies that are even the lowest of low budget. So the fact that you can finish a film for $100,000 with a narrative, not even a doc, that's impressive. So here we go. 2 more awards though. This is it for the evening. Okay, so the nominees for award this: indie made for less than the contents of an Oscar gift bag, under $100,000. The FP2 Beats of Rage, Lonely Hearts, Los Angeles, Space Ninjas, Spell, and The Wrong Todd. And as they say in the Navy, there is no wrong Todd. And the award goes, oh, they actually brought me the actual envelope. I'm very excited about this one. This is good. I didn't have an envelope when I came up here. The award goes to Los Angeles. Nice job. Oh, good, they're coming. I was like, can't be in Glendale and have Los Angeles not show up. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you again, Film Threat. I'm going to let you know. First off, I have to say our cinematographers, when we do a film for under 100,000, you have more than one cinematographer. And Anna Maria Monso and Eric Bedounst, you guys were amazing. You guys just escalated, or you guys elevated my vision. And this is our cast and crew right here. I am so thankful for you guys. Everything from, wow, it's just, this is unbelievable. Film Threat, I can't thank you guys enough for what you do for independent film. And if it wasn't for you guys, you know, our film would just kind of be out there in somewhere in outer space. But we're going to ride this, and I appreciate that. Does anybody else have anything to say? I just want to say thank you to everybody. Some of these guys kept the method acting going for 6.5 years. I'm going to say 5. We're going to run with 5. But it did take 6.5 years. 10 years if you count from when I talked about making this film. But thank you guys, and thank you for your method acting and your crew members, and turning some of you guys who just played, anyways, you guys are, but some of you guys who just played video games and became great editors. So thank you very much.
So you guys just all kicked in $8,000 a piece to be in it? Is that how it worked? That's amazing. That's hello, unemployed actors. That's a good investment scheme. I'm just saying. Pair up with 9 of your friends. Right. I'm not. Oh, it's sweet. It's great. 1 lawsuit in the whole movie gets paid for. How'd you pay for your next film? I fell off the stage at the Film Threat Awards, and I own a movie theater, so I had free distribution. What's your next movie called? I don't know how to spell it, but that's the title. All right, last one of the night, and then after party, and you can say you were here, and pat yourself on the back and congratulate Chris on actually, literally bringing this award show out of the closet in 1 year. God bless you, man. And your outfit is the mullet of tuxedos. I just want to say that right now. Just like business up top and party below. I'm so impressed. All right. This is finally the award, Indie Movie of the Year. Come on, guys. Let's get excited about this. It's a big deal. Movies that matter, and I really sincerely hope that everybody that got something this year or even last year, that in 5 years you're over your head on a big budget picture because they decided to give you a chance, and you're sweating it out and scared shitless and going, I don't even know where to spend this money. And they're, yeah, right. Honest to God. Okay, so the award Indie Movie of the Year nominees are After Class, Daniel Isn't Real, Greener Grass, Harpoon, The Standoff at Sparrow Creek, Sword of Trust, The Wind, and The Wrong Tide. And the final award of the evening, the award this Indie Movie of the Year goes to The Right Movie and The Wrong Tide. There he is. There he is. Oh, come on, Wrong Tide. Yeah. Next year we'll have steps even, so you won't have to get knee surgery after winning.
Is this right? Are you sure? Oh my God! Thank you. Yes, that's wrong. Thank you. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Thank you, Chris and Film Threat. This is the award show America needs. I hope you do 150 more of them. This is amazing. There's way too many people to thank. I just want to say that we were so lucky to get to do this, and when we had almost nothing to do it, and if you don't have the money, just try and do it anyway, and just have the best crew, because that's what we did. The best crew, the best cast. I had the most supportive wife. That helps.
We also had the best director, the best writer, the best editor.
Nope. No. Thank you. This means so much. Yes.
All right, I guess I'll go. My name is Sean Carmichael. I played Dave, Another Dave in The Wrong Todd. Did not realize he was putting that there. I almost had to enter another alternate universe in order to save this award. I need to thank Chris and Film Threat and everyone here. I need to thank Rob for writing such an amazing script and trusting me to play the character of Dave, Another Dave. And just anyone who supports independent film, you can support us. We're out on iTunes, on Amazon. As of today, you can make a free account on Showtime and watch us. Don't tell them, but do it. Just everyone here who supports indie film and has come out and just embraces, the little guys and everything like that. I can't thank you enough. This is absolutely amazing and completely unexpected, so thank you.
I'll be brief because I know everyone wants to party, but every once in a while you get to work on a project that restores your faith in filmmaking. And when you work for folks that are just passionate to be there and happy to be there, and a director that just stays totally calm and treats everybody with such respect and kindness, and we shot this in 12 days, and it really brought life back into my passion for filmmaking. So I want to thank Rob and everybody from Wrong Todd. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Film Threat. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you guys for coming out tonight and supporting. Congratulations. I'd like to remind everybody before you go, though, and those that are watching this streaming later on, that the list of the movies that you've seen tonight that didn't win and were nominated and whatnot, view that as your indie movie viewing list for the next couple of months. Absorb all these films, because winning is such an odd thing in art anyways, and all these movies had value and might inspire you to do the very same thing. I hope so. And Chris, thanks for being a big inspiration to all of us, and you guys have fun. And free-ish vodka? I don't know. I don't drink, so I'm driving everyone home tonight again. God damn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your support of true independent film and award this. I'd love to award this audience. I'll be in the back recording voicemails because I drove all the way out here from Van Nuys and I took the 405 to the 118 to the 210, and I could really use some gas money. Thank you and good night. Now, let's get all the winners and nominees on stage for a group photograph. Myself included, thanks to everyone. John rushes up to the stage for huge applause. Oh, I'm not supposed to read that.
the nominees and the presenters up on stage. We want to get a big group photo with everyone. That means you, John Campea. John Campea, you need to get up here. The winners, the Wrong Todd guys, you were just here. Anyone, if you were a nominee, a presenter, come on up on stage. We want to get a big group photo. Come on up. Please come up on stage. And then we have dessert and more drinks outside.